Just kidding. Every great tutorial starts with Notepad, so I thought I would. Anyways, go ahead and go to rpcs3.net/download. Here you can find the PS3 emulator for whichever operating system you're using. Go ahead and download the package you need. Then extract that zip file to a folder, and that's where the executable will be for RPCS3. Now go ahead and go to the Quick Start menu here in RPCS3, and there's going to be a lot of great information if you're just getting into this emulator. A lot of information you could use. But we're going to scroll down to the PS3 system software and Windows redistributable. So we're going to download the PS3 system software, and go ahead and just click on Update using a computer and right-click Download PS3 Update. Don't left-click it, but right-click it and click Save As, and save this .pup file somewhere where you can access it. Now, for most browsers, it will block this download, so you'll need to manually keep the file. Once that is downloaded, we can then download the C++ redistributable. Click on that one, and you can run this executable. This is necessary for running RPCS3. You can then restart your computer. That's recommended to make sure that's all installed properly. We can then close the browser and run our RPCS3 executable. This will get us a first time menu. Just click this I've read the quick start guide and uncheck show at startup and click continue. So now we will need to install the PS3 firmware that we downloaded. Just go to File and then Install Firmware. Locate the firmware that you downloaded to your computer and open it. This could take several minutes depending on how powerful your computer is. But just let this run and let it finish. Once the PS3 firmware has finished installing, we can then install the Warhawk game files by going to File and then Install Packages/Wraps. Select all of your Warhawk game files and click Open, and then install. If you have questions about the Warhawk game files, just join the Warhawk Revived Discord linked below. Warhawk has now been installed to your RPCS3 emulator. Now we have to configure the settings for our game. Right-click on Warhawk, and then click on Create Custom Configuration from Global Settings. There are some settings that require this custom configuration. In the GPU tab, leave your default resolution as 720p, but increase the resolution scale to whatever your resolution is. Feel free to tweak the graphics settings to see what works best for your machine. Then go to Network and change your network status to Connected. And then enter the DNS for the Warhawk Revived server. And check Enable UPnP. Set the PSN status to RPCN. In the Emulator tab, you can disable Show Shader Compilation Hint and Show PPU Compilation Hint. That will just make your interface cleaner. Then click Apply and Save Custom Configuration. And you're done configuring Warhawk. In order to play online on Warhawk, we will need to create an RPCN account. We do this by clicking on Configuration and then RPCN. Click on Account. Click Create Account. Then Choose a username and enter it here. And choose a password. You will then need to provide an email address for verification. Verify the information is correct and click Yes. This will send a token to your email address. Enter that token here. Click on Test Account to verify everything is correct. In RPCS3, you can click on the Pads button to set your controller settings. Double-click on Warhawk to launch the application and allow it on your firewall, if prompted. The first time the game runs, it may take a while to compile. There is one more thing that we need to do to get Warhawk to run correctly for us on the emulator, and that is we need to create several games of Warhawk. For many users, after Warhawk is installed, the first games will crash. It's necessary to let the game crash a handful of times to let RPCS3 finish compiling what it needs to.
You may need to create up to 10 games for it to stop crashing, so this could take a little while. Once all of the final compiling is done, Warhawk will finally run, but there is one potential issue you may run into, which is where the clouds appear as black boxes in the sky. There is a fix for this, however.
To fix this, right-click on Warhawk and then Manage Game Patches. Click Yes to update all of the patches. And then open Warhawk and select the desired patches. Here we can run the game at 60 frames, disable motion blur, and remove the clouds. Removing the clouds is what solves the black boxes in the sky. And that's it. Warhawk is completely installed and ready to run on your machine. If you have any questions, join the Warhawk Revived Discord and we'll be happy to answer them there.